My dear brothers and sisters, when hardship becomes heavy, the heart starts to whisper, "How much longer can I carry this?" But remember, the darkest part of the night comes just before the light returns. You may not see the answer yet, but Allah sees every tear you hide, every prayer you repeat, and every moment you still choose patience while your soul feels tired. This hardship is not your final chapter. It is not the end of your story. Allah can change your situation in a way you never expected, at a moment you never imagined. So do not give up now. Your relief may be closer than your pain is making you believe. When Allah lets the test reach its final point, sometimes the test becomes intense, not because Allah has forgotten you, but because the lesson, the purification, and the opening are reaching their final stage. There are moments in life when you feel as though you have tried everything. You prayed, you waited, you stayed patient, you remained silent when you wanted to speak, you forgave people who never apologized, you held yourself together when nobody knew how close you were to falling apart. And then, after all of that, the hardship still continues. That is when the heart starts asking, why is it getting harder when I am trying to come closer to Allah? But my beloved brothers and sisters, the weight of a test is not always a sign that it will last forever. Sometimes the heaviest pressure comes just before Allah opens the way out. Look at how life works. Before the morning arrives, the night is at its deepest. Before rain falls, the clouds become heavy. Before a seed breaks through the soil, it is buried in darkness. The moment before relief can feel like the moment when everything is falling apart. But what you see as falling apart may actually be Allah breaking the chains that have held you back for too long. You may be looking at your hardship and thinking, "This is destroying me." But Allah may be using that very hardship to remove what was weakening you, to expose what was harming you, and to build within you a strength that comfort could never give you. Do not think that every difficult ending is a punishment. Some endings are mercy, some losses are protection, some delays are resolved. Some painful moments are not there to crush you. They are there to bring you to a place where you no longer depend on people, no longer depend on outcomes, and no longer depend on the unstable promises of this world. Allah sometimes allows the test to reach its final point, so that you finally realize where your true help comes from. When everyone becomes quiet, you discover that Allah still hears you. When every door closes, you discover that Allah was never limited by doors. When your own strength runs out, you discover that the help of Allah does not begin where your control is strong. It begins where your surrender becomes sincere. This is why you must be careful with the words you speak during hardship. Do not say, "Allah has abandoned me." Do not say, "Nothing will ever change." Do not say, "My story is finished." These are the whispers that come when pain becomes loud. But faith teaches you to answer pain with truth. Say, "Allah sees me." Say, "Allah knows what I cannot explain." Say, "Allah has a way out that I cannot yet see." Say, "If Allah brought me to this moment, He can carry me beyond it." My dear brothers and sisters, some of you are in a test that has lasted so long that you no longer remember what peace feels like. You wake up with the same worry. You go to sleep with the same heaviness. You smile in front of people, but inside you are tired. You keep saying, "I am okay," while your heart is quietly begging Allah for relief. Allah knows, not the version of your pain that people see, but the full pain, the private pain, the pain behind your silence, the pain behind your patience, the pain behind the prayers you make when your voice breaks. And when Allah knows your pain is not wasted. Every day you remained patient when you could have complained, Allah knew. Every time you chose honesty when hardship tempted you toward wrong, Allah knew. Every time you kept your prayer even though your heart felt heavy, Allah knew. Every time you helped someone while you yourself needed help, Allah knew. This test is not hidden from Him. And when Allah allows the hardship to reach its final point, it is not because He wants to see you destroyed. Allah is far more merciful than that. He may be allowing the last layer of weakness to leave you. He may be allowing the last unhealthy attachment to break. He may be allowing the last false hope to fall away, so that when relief comes, you will not return to the same confusion that once held you captive. Sometimes we ask Allah to change our situation, but Allah first changes us. We ask for relief, but Allah first gives us maturity. We ask for a new door, but Allah first teaches us why the old door was not good for us. We ask for ease, but Allah first strengthens the heart that will carry the blessing when it arrives. Because not every blessing can be handled by an unprepared heart. So when the test becomes heavier, do not immediately assume that you are being pushed away. It may be that Allah is drawing you nearer. It may be that the hardship is reaching its end. It may be that the final lesson is being placed in your heart before the door opens. The believer does not measure Allah's mercy by the difficulty of the moment. The believer measures the moment by the certainty that Allah is greater than it. Your hardship is not greater than Allah. Your fear is not greater than Allah. Your sadness is not greater than Allah. Your impossible situation is not greater than Allah. If Allah has written relief for you, no delay can cancel it. No person can block it. No sadness can defeat it. No closed door can stop it. It will come at the time Allah has chosen, and when it comes, you will understand why you had to hold on. So hold on a little longer, not because the pain is easy, but because Allah is near. Not because you understand everything, but because Allah understands everything. Not because you are strong every day, but because Allah gives strength to the heart that refuses to let go of Him. The hidden mercy behind what you are going through. My dear brothers and sisters, the hardship you dislike may be carrying a mercy you cannot yet recognize. This is difficult to accept when the heart is hurting. When something is taken from you, when someone leaves, when a plan collapses, when a prayer seems delayed, when you feel stuck in a season you never chose, the first feeling is pain. And because the pain is real, the mind starts judging the situation too quickly. You say, "This is bad for me." You say, "I have lost." You say, "Why did Allah allow this?" You say, "Why didn't He give me what I wanted?" But my beloved brothers and sisters, what you want is not always what will save you. What hurts you is not always what will destroy you. What Allah removes is not always a loss. What Allah delays is not always rejection. What Allah changes is not always punishment. Sometimes the mercy of Allah comes wrapped in an event you did not want. A person you loved walks away, and your heart breaks. But later you realize that if they had stayed, they would have pulled you further from Allah, further from your dignity, further from your peace. A job does not work out, and you feel rejected. But later Allah opens something better, something cleaner, something more suitable for your future. A plan collapses, and you feel embarrassed. But later you see that the path you were chasing had dangers you could not see. Allah protects in ways we do not always understand. We want protection to feel gentle. We want it to arrive as comfort. We want it to look beautiful from the beginning. But sometimes protection feels like heartbreak. Sometimes protection feels like delay. Sometimes protection feels like being removed from a place you were desperate to stay in. Sometimes protection feels like being denied something you begged for. And only later do you say, "Allah saved me." This is why a believer must be careful not to judge Allah's plan too early. You are seeing one page. Allah knows the whole book. You are seeing one moment. Allah knows every consequence. You are seeing what you lost. Allah knows what that loss is making room for. There are hidden mercies inside hardship. Hardship cleans the heart from pride. When life is easy, a person can start thinking they are independent. They begin to feel that their intelligence, money, beauty, status, or connections are enough. But hardship brings the soul back to reality. It teaches you that without Allah we are weak. Without Allah we are lost. Without Allah, even the strongest person can break. Hardship also exposes the truth of people around you. When things are comfortable, many people can stand beside you. But when life becomes difficult, you begin to see who truly cares, who only wants benefit, who is sincere, and who was only present because your life was convenient for them. This is painful, but it is mercy. It is better for Allah to show you the truth than to allow you to build your future around false loyalty. Hardship also teaches you the value of prayer. There are prayers you only make when life shakes you. There is a softness in the heart that only appears when you realize nobody can help you except Allah. There is a closeness to Allah that some people only discover after the world disappoints them. So do not hate every difficulty so quickly. It may be bringing you back to the one who loves you more than anyone else ever could. Think about the version of yourself before this hardship. Maybe you were distracted. Maybe you trusted people too much. Maybe you were chasing things that were not good for your soul. Maybe you were ignoring signs. Maybe your heart was becoming attached to the world in a way that would have harmed your faith. Then Allah allowed something to happen, and it woke you up. Pain can wake up what comfort puts to sleep. Some people only begin to pray properly after hardship. Some people only leave wrong relationships after hardship. Some people only become serious about their purpose after hardship. Some people only realize the value of their parents, their health, their peace, and their faith after hardship. Some people only return to Allah after the world becomes too heavy to carry. So my dear brothers and sisters, ask yourself, what is this hardship teaching me? What is Allah showing me? What is being removed from my heart? What is being built inside me? What danger may Allah be protecting me from? What blessing may Allah be preparing me for? Do not ask these questions with bitterness. Ask them with humility. Because the heart that asks with humility begins to see mercy even before the situation changes. Maybe Allah is not only ending your hardship, maybe He is ending the old version of you that could not carry the next blessing. Maybe Allah is not only removing pain, maybe He is removing the blindness that allowed you to accept less than what was good for you. Maybe Allah is not only delaying what you want, maybe He is arranging something more beautiful, more pure, and more lasting. The hidden mercy is not always visible from the beginning. When you are inside the storm, you cannot see the garden that the rain is preparing. When you are inside the trial, you cannot always see the wisdom that is being written. But faith means trusting Allah before the explanation arrives. It means saying, Allah, I do not understand this, but I trust you. It means saying, Allah, this hurts, but I know you are not unjust. It means saying, Allah, if you remove it, there is wisdom. If you delay it, there is wisdom. If you change it, there is wisdom. Hardship can be painful and merciful at the same time. The pain is what you feel now. Mercy is what you will understand later. So do not let the present pain make you accuse the mercy of Allah. Do not let one difficult season make you believe that Allah is not caring for you. He cared for you before you knew how to ask. He provided for you before you knew how to speak. He guided you through dangers you never noticed. He protected you from things you never even knew were coming. The same Allah who carried you before will carry you again. And when the hidden mercy becomes visible, you will look back and realize that Allah was not ignoring your hardship. He was working through it. Why you must not quit before Allah opens the door. Never quit at the door of relief. Many people lose hope, not because Allah's help is far, but because their pain convinces them that nothing is coming. They stop praying with certainty. They stop trying with sincerity. They stop improving themselves. They stop protecting their hearts. They say, I have waited enough. I cannot do this anymore. But sometimes the hardest part of the journey comes when relief is near. A person climbing a mountain feels the greatest exhaustion near the top. A traveler feels the longest part of the road when home is close. A heart under pressure feels the greatest weakness when the test is reaching its turning point. This is why you must be careful. Do not make permanent decisions while you are overwhelmed by temporary pain. Do not quit your prayer because you are tired. Do not abandon patience because people disappoint you. Do not choose wrong because the right path feels slow. Do not return to what harmed you because healing feels lonely. Do not give up on Allah's mercy because your eyes cannot see the answer yet. My beloved brothers and sisters, Allah does not need time to change your situation. But He teaches you through time. He teaches you patience. He teaches you trust. He teaches you discipline. He teaches you sincerity. He teaches you who you are when things do not go your way. A person who only trusts Allah when life is easy has not yet understood trust. Real trust appears when the path is dark and the heart still says, Allah is enough for me. Real patience appears when the test is painful and you still refuse to disobey Allah. Real faith appears when you have no proof in front of you except the certainty that Allah never breaks His promise. You may not see movement, but that does not mean nothing is moving. You may not hear the door opening, but that does not mean the key is not turning. You may not feel relief yet, but that does not mean Allah has not written it for you. Do not confuse silence with absence. Do not confuse delay with denial. Do not confuse hardship with abandonment. Allah is near even when life feels quiet. Allah is working even when you do not see the work. Allah is arranging even when your situation looks unchanged. Think about how many things in your life changed suddenly. There were moments when you thought you would never recover, yet Allah carried you. There were problems you thought would never end, yet they ended. There were tears you thought would never stop, yet Allah gave you days when you smiled again. There were losses you thought would destroy you, yet Allah used them to mature you. So why do you think this hardship is different? The same Allah who saved you before can save you now. The same Allah who opened doors before can open this door as well. The same Allah who healed wounds you thought would never heal can heal this one too. But you must not quit. And quitting is not only when you stop living or stop trying. Sometimes quitting happens quietly. You quit when you stop expecting good from Allah. You quit when you pray with a dead heart, thinking nothing will change. You quit when you allow bitterness to replace faith. You quit when you tell yourself, maybe Allah's mercy is for others, not for me. No, my dear brother. No, my dear sister. Do not speak about yourself like that. Allah's mercy is not small. Allah's mercy is not limited. Allah's mercy is not only for people who look strong, pure, or successful. Allah's mercy reaches the broken, the ashamed, the tired, the confused, the one who has fallen and is trying to rise again. If you are still turning to Allah, then there is hope. If you still feel regret for wrong, then there is hope. If you still want to become better, then there is hope. If you still whisper, Allah help me, then there is hope. Never let shaitan convince you that your hardship is proof that Allah does not love you. Some of the most beloved servants of Allah were tested severely. Hardship is not proof that you are rejected. It may be proof that Allah is purifying you, raising you, protecting you, and preparing you. But the final stretch requires strength, not the strength of pretending you are fine, not the strength of hiding your pain from Allah, not the strength of acting like nothing hurts. The strength of a believer is different. It is the strength to fall into prayer when the world becomes heavy. It is the strength to say, Allah, I am weak, but you are strong. It is the strength to keep walking with a tired heart, because your Lord has not left you. My dear brothers and sisters, the door may be closer than you think. The answer may be nearer than your fear allows you to believe. The relief may already be moving toward you, but Allah is teaching you to remain faithful until it arrives. Do not stop at the last step. Do not turn away at the last moment. Do not choose despair when mercy is near. You have survived days you never thought you could survive. You have carried pain that nobody saw. You have kept going when many people would have collapsed. Do not belittle the strength Allah has placed inside you. You are not standing because life is easy. You are standing because Allah is holding you. So keep your prayer alive. Keep your heart clean. Keep your tongue away from complaints against Allah. Keep your actions pure. Keep doing what is right. The hardship may be loud, but it is not permanent. The test may be heavy, but it is not stronger than Allah's plan. When Allah opens the door, it will not matter how long it stayed closed. When Allah sends relief, it will not matter how impossible the situation looks. When Allah replaces your sadness with peace, you will understand that every moment of patience was seen. So do not quit before Allah opens the door. Your hardship is almost over. The moment your tears become a path to relief, there are tears that people see, and there are tears only Allah sees. The tears you wipe quickly before anyone enters the room. The tears that fall in silence while everyone thinks you are strong. The tears you hold back because you do not want to explain your pain. The tears that come after a prayer, when your heart has no words left. The tears that fall while you are driving, working, cooking, lying awake at night, or sitting alone wondering how much longer you can continue. Allah sees them all. Not a single tear is hidden from Him. Not a single pain is ignored. Not a single moment of patience is lost. The world may not know what you are carrying, but Allah knows the full weight of it. This is why a believer never considers sincere tears useless. A tear shed before Allah can be more powerful than a speech given before people. A broken whisper to Allah can carry more truth than words spoken loudly to the world. When your heart breaks in front of Allah, it is not weakness, it is a return. It is the soul admitting, I cannot carry this without you. And that moment can become the beginning of relief. Many people think relief begins when the situation changes, but sometimes relief begins earlier. It begins when your heart stops fighting Allah's plan. It begins when you stop asking, why me, with anger, and started saying, Allah, guide me through this. It begins when your tears no longer push you away from Allah, but bring you closer to Him. There are people who suffer and become hard. They become angry at everyone. They lose kindness. They lose faith. They lose softness. They say, because I was hurt, I will never trust, never forgive, never care, never pray, never hope again. That is when pain becomes dangerous. But there are others who suffer and become closer to Allah. Their pain makes them humble. Their tears make them sincere. Their loneliness makes them prayerful. Their hardship makes them gentle toward others. Their brokenness opens a door to mercy. This is the difference between pain that destroys and pain that purifies. Your tears are not the end of your strength. They may be the evidence that your heart is still alive. A dead heart does not cry before Allah. A dead heart does not care about being guided. A dead heart does not feel the need to return. But a heart that still cries, still asks, still hopes, still fears losing Allah, that heart is loved. Never be ashamed of crying before Allah. People may misunderstand your tears. People may judge your weakness. People may say, you are too emotional. People may get tired of hearing your pain. But Allah never gets tired of you turning to Him. Allah never tells you that your sadness is too much. Allah never becomes irritated by your repeated prayers. The door of Allah is not like the doors of people. People may open the door for you today and close it tomorrow. People may listen once and then become impatient. People may promise and then disappear. But Allah remains near. Every time you return, He receives you. Every time you call, He hears. Every time you break, He knows how to rebuild. So when tears come, do not waste them only on people who cannot help you. Let your tears become a conversation with Allah. Say, Allah, I am tired. Say, Allah, I do not understand. Say, Allah, protect my heart from despair. Say, Allah, if this hardship is teaching me, help me learn. If it is cleansing me, help me become pure. If it is redirecting me, help me trust the path. These words may not change the situation instantly, but they change what the situation does to you. Because the goal is not only to escape hardship, the goal is to leave the hardship with a heart that is still connected to Allah. Some people come out of hardship with money, success, or a new beginning, but their heart is bitter. Others come out with deeper faith, clearer vision, and a stronger connection with Allah. That is true victory. The tears you shed today may be watering the relief you will see tomorrow. You do not know which prayer Allah will answer in a way that changes everything. You do not know which night of crying will become the night Allah writes a new opening for you. You do not know which moment of patience will be the one that raises your rank in a way you could never have achieved through ease. Do not underestimate private worship during hardship. When nobody is watching and you still choose Allah, that is sincerity. When nobody praises you and you still remain patient, that is sincerity. When nobody understands your struggle and you still avoid wrongdoing, that is sincerity. When nobody sees the tears and you still say, Allah is enough for me, that is sincerity. And Allah loves sincerity. Your hardship may have taken many things from you, but do not let it take your connection with Allah. Let it take your pride. Let it take your false attachments. Let it take your dependence on people. Let it take your illusions, but do not let it take your faith, because faith is the rope that carries you from pain to relief. You may feel alone, but you are not unseen. You may feel forgotten, but you are not abandoned. You may feel weak, but Allah can place strength in your heart in a single moment. You may feel your tears are too many, but Allah can turn them into a path toward healing. One day, you may look back at this season and say, those tears were not wasted. They brought me closer to Allah. They changed me. They protected me. They taught me. They became part of the road to my relief. So cry if you must, but do not despair. Break down if you must, but break down before Allah. Feel the pain, but do not let pain lie to you. Your tears are seen, your prayers are heard, your patience is recorded, and your relief is in the hands of the most merciful. Allah can replace years of pain with one beautiful turn. Never measure Allah's power by the length of your hardship. A problem may last for years, but Allah can change it in one moment. A sadness may live in your heart for a long time, but Allah can send peace in a way that surprises you. A door may remain closed until you think it will never open, but when Allah commands it to open, nobody can keep it shut. This is the hope of a believer. We do not believe that life is controlled by people. We do not believe that our future is controlled by those who rejected us, hurt us, delayed us, or misunderstood us. We do not believe that the size of the problem is greater than the mercy of Allah. We believe that Allah can change what seems impossible. Many people lose hope because they count the years of pain. They say, I have been waiting too long. They say, this has gone too far. They say, too much has been broken. They say, too many chances have passed. But Allah is not limited by what has passed. Allah can restore peace after years of anxiety. Allah can bring clarity after years of confusion. Allah can heal a heart that thought it would never feel whole again. Allah can send the right people after the wrong people exhausted you. Allah can open a path after every plan collapsed. What took years to hurt you can be healed by Allah in a way your mind cannot predict. Sometimes Allah does not return what you lost. He gives you something that makes you thankful the loss happened. Sometimes Allah does not bring back the person who left. He brings you closer to Himself and then surrounds you with better companionship. Sometimes Allah does not give you the exact plan you wanted. He gives you a path that fits your soul better than your own plan ever could. This is why you must not become obsessed with how relief must come. Do not tell Allah, it must happen through this person. It must happen by this date. It must happen in this exact way. Make your prayer, yes. Ask with full trust, yes. But leave the method to Allah, because Allah may send relief from a direction you never considered. The job may come through a person you barely know. The healing may begin after a conversation you did not expect. The opportunity may arrive after a door you were sad about losing. Peace may come when you finally stop chasing what was never meant to stay. The answer may come in a form that looks different from what you imagined, but feels exactly like what your soul needed. Allah knows the best route to your relief. My dear brothers and sisters, the beautiful turn often comes after the painful breaking. A person becomes softer after being humbled. A heart becomes wiser after being tested. A believer becomes more sincere after realizing that nothing in this world is guaranteed except the promise of Allah. So if your life feels broken right now, do not think Allah cannot rebuild it. Allah does not need perfect conditions to bless you. Allah does not need people's approval to raise you. Allah does not need the situation to look hopeful before He sends hope. He brings life from what appears lifeless. He brings ease from hardship. He brings openings from places the mind cannot reach. But while you wait for that beautiful turn, do not let your character collapse. This is very important. Some people go through hardship and use it as an excuse to become careless. They say, because I am suffering, I can do whatever I want. They become harsh. They become dishonest. They become ungrateful. They hurt others because they were hurt. They leave prayer because they feel disappointed. They let pain lead them into choices they later regret. Do not allow hardship to make you lose yourself. The hardship is temporary, but the character you build during it may remain with you for life. So keep your heart clean. Keep your actions honest. Keep your tongue controlled. Keep your prayer strong. Keep your hope alive. When Allah changes your situation, you want to receive that relief with a heart that remains faithful. Imagine a person who waits at a door for a long time. Then, moments before the door opens, they walk away. How painful that would be. My dear brothers and sisters, do not walk away from Allah's door. Keep knocking through prayer. Keep standing through patience. Keep asking through trust. Keep improving through hardship. Your beautiful turn may be closer than you think. And when it comes, it may not announce itself loudly at first. It may begin as a small change, a little peace in your heart, a conversation that brings clarity, a door that opens slightly, a burden that feels lighter, a person who shows kindness, a chance to start again, a new understanding that frees you from old pain. Do not ignore small mercies while waiting for big relief. Sometimes Allah sends small signs of care to strengthen you before the full answer arrives. A moment of calm, a prayer that brings tears, a verse that touches your heart, a reminder that feels written for you, a sudden solution to a problem, a feeling that you are not alone. These are not random, they are gifts along the road. Trust the one who can change everything. Do not think your pain is too old for healing. Do not think your problem is too complicated for Allah. Do not think your mistakes are too many for mercy. Do not think your future is finished because one chapter became painful. Allah can replace years of pain with one beautiful turn. Not because you are powerful, but because He is. Not because your plan is perfect, but because His wisdom is complete. Not because people are fair, but because Allah is just. Not because life is easy, but because Allah is merciful. So keep your heart ready. The same hardship that made you cry may become the reason you return to Allah with gratitude. The same delay that frustrated you may become the delay that saved you. The same loss that broke you may become the loss that made room for a blessing you could not imagine. When Allah turns your situation, you will not only say, "I am relieved." You may say, "Now I understand why Allah made me wait. Now I understand why that door closed. Now I understand why I had to grow first." And even if you do not understand every detail, your heart will know that Allah was merciful all along. Your hardship is ending, so stay close to Allah. If your hardship is ending, then this is the time to come even closer to Allah, not further away. Many people remember Allah deeply during difficulty, but when ease returns, they drift. They cried during the test, but they forgot after the answer. They prayed when they were desperate, but they became distracted when life became comfortable. They begged Allah to open a door, but once the door opens, they walk through it and forget the one who opened it. Do not let that be you. If hardship brought you closer to Allah, then do not allow relief to take you away from Him. The real success is not only that your problem ends. The real success is that your heart remains connected after the problem ends. Because what is the benefit of relief if it makes you forget Allah? What is the benefit of a blessing if it makes you proud? What is the benefit of a new chapter if you enter it with the same old heedlessness? Allah may be ending your hardship, but He is also teaching you how to live differently when ease comes. Stay close to Allah now. Stay close through prayer. Not only when you need something, but because you know you belong to Him. Stay close through gratitude. Not only when life is perfect, but because you recognize how much Allah has already given you. Stay close through patience. Not only when hardship is unbearable, but in the small daily tests that shape your character. Stay close through obedience. Not only in public but in private when nobody sees you except Allah. Your hardship taught you something. Do not waste the lesson. It taught you that people are limited. It taught you that life can change suddenly. It taught you that the heart cannot survive without Allah. It taught you that peace is not found in controlling everything. It taught you that what Allah writes will reach you, and what He removes was never able to remain unless He allowed it. Carry these lessons with you. When relief comes, do not return to the habits that caused your heart to become distant. Do not return to the people who pulled you away from Allah. Do not return to the sins that stole your peace. Do not return to the arrogance that hardship had removed. Do not return to the distractions that made you forget the purpose of your life. A believer should not leave a hardship unchanged. If you suffered and became wiser, that is mercy. If you cried and became more sincere, that is mercy. If you lost something and found Allah again, that is mercy. If you were broken, but your prayer became stronger, that is mercy. So now, as your hardship reaches its ending, prepare your heart for ease. Prepare it with gratitude, because relief is a gift. Prepare it with humility, because you did not save yourself. Allah carried you. Prepare it with forgiveness, because you do not want old bitterness to poison your new chapter. Prepare it with trust, because the same Allah who ends one hardship can guide you through everything that comes next. Sometimes we pray for Allah to remove hardship, but we forget to ask Him to make us better after it is removed. Ask Allah to make your relief blessed. Ask Allah to make your new chapter pure. Ask Allah to protect you from becoming careless after He gives you ease. Ask Allah to make your heart grateful, steady, and close to Him. Because the end of hardship is not only an escape, it is an invitation. An invitation to live with more awareness. An invitation to stop wasting your heart on what cannot save you. An invitation to build a stronger relationship with Allah. An invitation to become more merciful to others who are suffering. Because now you know what pain feels like. When Allah brings you out of hardship, do not look down on those who are still inside theirs. Be gentle. Be kind. Be patient with broken people. You know how it feels to smile while hurting. You know how it feels to wait for a prayer to be answered. You know how it feels when people give simple advice to a pain they do not understand. So become a source of mercy. Let your hardship make you softer, not colder. Let it make you wiser, not bitter. Let it make you closer to Allah, not distant from people in arrogance. Let it make you a person who can comfort others with sincerity, because you know that Allah's help is real. Your hardship is almost over, but your need for Allah will never be over. You needed Allah in pain, and you needed Him in ease. You needed Allah when you were crying, and you needed Him when you were smiling. You needed Allah when doors were closed, and you needed Him when doors opened. You needed Allah when you had nothing, and you need Him when He gives you everything. So stay close. If your heart feels a little lighter, thank Allah. If a door has started opening, thank Allah. If the pain has begun to lose its power, thank Allah. If you are still waiting but you have not given up, thank Allah. If you are breathing today with another chance to return to Him, thank Allah. Your story is not ending in pain. Your hardship does not have the final word. People do not have the final word. Your fear does not have the final word. Allah has the final word. And when Allah writes ease after hardship, no force can prevent it. So walk forward with hope. Not careless hope, but faithful hope. The kind of hope that still prays. The kind of hope that still improves. The kind of hope that still trusts Allah when the answer is not fully visible. The kind of hope that says, "My Lord has brought me this far, and He will not abandon me now." Your hardship is ending, so do not end your connection with Allah. Your pain is lifting, so do not let your gratitude fall. Your relief is near, so do not let your heart become impatient at the final moment. Stay close to Allah, and you will never be truly lost. My dear brothers and sisters, never allow one painful season to make you forget the mercy of Allah. The hardship that feels endless today can become the story you thank Allah for tomorrow. Keep praying, keep standing, keep trusting, even when your heart is tired. Allah heard what people never heard. Allah saw what people never saw. And when He decides to open the door, no sadness, no delay, and no difficulty can stop His relief from reaching you. So do not give up. Your hardship is almost over, and Allah's mercy is closer than you think.